Hello everyone and welcome to GilBroz gaming channel. I am the dude and we're about to play Ark Survival Evolved, and we're going to be looking at taming a brand new dinosaur today. Brand new. It's going to be the Phiomia. This is going to help us going forward, so it's the next one in our list of things to tame. It's going to help us in our farming and I'll explain why. Let's go grab a Phiomia. Okay guys, this is the Phiomia. The poo machine is what I like to think of them as. Very good if you want to kill them. They're going to give you plenty of hide and meat, so that's useful to know. But the best use, in my opinion, for them is to tame them and use them to supply your farms with fertilizer. And I'll show you all about that as we go forward through this episode. So, the way to knock these out, they are a knockout tame. The best bet you got is you're going to need a bowler. So if you haven't researched a bowler, get a bowler. So go into your research. It's down on level, is it 15? No, it's not that far. I've gone past it. What level is a bowler? What the heck? Oh, it's level 9. I went past it twice. That's how good I am. So, go down to level 9 on your research tab. You want bowlers. They're going to cost you thatch, hide, fibre, and I think some stone. You can do it in your pocket. So go here, just go bowler, fibre, hide, stone, and thatch. So easy enough to pick up off the floor. You can get some. You're only going to need one if you're quick enough. Now, we've been through the taming and how to tame things in some of the previous videos, so we're just going to use a basic crossbow and the tranquilizer darts for this one. You can knock it out by using physical methods, by the club or punching it. You could use the prods, you can use the tranks, you can use the shocking tranks. But the trank arrow used in a bow or a crossbow will do the job nicely. As you can see, it is now knocked out. So to tame these things, you can see on our little super spyglass there, it tells you exactly what you need. Stimberries is going to be particularly poor. However, what will be good for this is the basic kibble we have already been making. Other than that, guys, remember to tame a berry-eating animal, use the meadow berries. So the purple berries are going to be the most effective berry you can find. You can use the base veggies. So just go around, pick up the berries out of the bushes and pop them into the inventory of the creature. But we're going to use our basic kibble we've been making. So how many is this one going to take? Now remember, the higher level you've got, the more it's going to need and longer it'll take to tame. There we go. Basic kibble does an absolute treat. We'll pop that back in there so I don't eat them all, because these things are hungry little beasts. So let's take this thing home. Now we've started to build a farm. Come with me, sir. Come. Oh, poo. We'll keep that. I'm going the wrong way. I'm hungry. So, you can actually build a saddle for the Phiomia, which we'll have a look at. Okay, stop right there. This is going to be useful for when we get our farms on the go. So, we can actually give the Phiomia stim berries to make it poo. Let's go have a look if we've got any. So, we've got 44 stim berries. We're going to have to work on that, which is why we've got the farm going. If you want to know, I will build an explanation on how to build farms and bits and pieces. But you can see I've got a mixture of crop plots here. Medium, small, large is what I tend to use. And we've got a trough down to keep this thing fed. And we've got some compost bins. Now, in the compost bins, to make your fertilizer, you just need to put in some poo, 3 bits of poo, and it'll take some thatch. And it will give you fertilizer, and then you can grow your crops in here once you've got the seeds. But to make loads and loads of poo-poo, we're going to be looking at giving the stim berries to our little Phiomia friend here. So, put it in the inventory, and we're going to force feed it. But to do that, we're going to push the action button, E in my case, and that's going to feed. You can just hear the poo coming out. So we only had 44, but look at all that poo. Loads of poo. We got like 5 bits of poo. Yeah, lovely. So you can go and put the poo straight in here, and it'll give you. Put it in the inventory. It'll give you 7,500. A small poo gives you 3,500. So you can see how much better the Phiomia doing the medium poos is for your farming, and they poo a lot. So you get one of these, they're going to sort you out in your early game for your farming, even without making all the fertilizer and stuff like that. So we've got the fertilizer on the go, we've got the Phiomia. We're going to want to look at getting a saddle. So if we go down to our little crafty menu, have we got the saddle? No. So we have to research the saddle, which is level 5, and it's 6 points. So let's see what that takes to make the Phiomia saddle. It takes 15 fibre, 20 hide, and 5 wood. So not a lot of anything. That's going to be really handy as well to be able to maneuver it around, especially if you're a little fussy with how things look like I am. So we'll get what we need like so, and we'll build one. Let's put my knockout stuff away. Let's put all that in there. Lovely. Let's put my balls back on there. Now we have put away the other creatures. They're all in here. So we've got our dodos, we've got our dilos. If you do want to name any of the creatures, guys, mention it in the comments below. Come over to Discord, and we'll start naming these things, and then we can leave them out on the island. As long as it's appropriate names, okay? Appropriate. Hey, you might notice that there's a different Fjord Hawk on my shoulder now. That's little dude. The other one died. I don't have good luck with stuff. Anyway, it hasn't pooed anymore, but it will. We're going to stick the saddle on, so we're going to actually be able to ride this. Now, this is a fairly decent little mount. Can't really do much with it. It'll do a little bit of fighting. It can run. It could hit stuff if you really want. But what we're going to do with it from the early days, we're going to want a good health pool, and we're probably going to be looking at getting a good food pool. This is going to help when we feed it stim berries. It's going to poo. We're going to be able to feed it more because the stim berries feed its drain its food. So by having a high food, you're going to be able to give it more stim berries and then more poo, or you can give it high health. It's going to last a bit longer, and it'll start eating the health once it runs out of food. So both ways is going to work. I like to have a good health pool on them as well, and we'll work on the food pool at some point. So now we can maneuver it wherever we want. And one thing I like to do with these is stick them on a ramp. So let's go and build a ramp. Structures, wood. Remember, we're on S+. Oh god, it's not in there. It's not in there. Ramp. Fibre, thatch, and wood. Build an S+ one because we can. Do recommend S+. Pretty good. First time we used it this playthrough, and it's been pretty good. The bulk storage one's really good as well, I have to say. So, what we're going to do with our... This has not worked how I would like. I'm not going to lie to you. I wouldn't lie to you, you know. Have we got any building pieces? I've got a foundation. Let's go put that out first. Now, I want this to be really high. I was just thinking about what I wanted to do then. We'll do this. Oh, look, you see it's pooping all over the place. It's wonderful. So we've got a little platform. We will park this up on here, just there. And all its poo, and apparently the bird's poo, will come on here and it'll just roll down. out of the way. You don't need to do these things. I just like doing it. So we're going to change it to ignore group whistles, guys. And we're going to make sure its behavior is set to passive. I don't want this thing moving. It's just got to collect poo. Now we will need to feed it berries to keep it alive. So we can do that. We'll get some berries going. There we go. Couple of berries. Let's put the kibble away. Need a better door. I can't have to crouch through the door. Put them in the trough. There we go. So that'll now just eat from the trough because it's in range. It's very hungry though. These things eat a lot. And the more you give them stim berries, the more they're going to want feeding. So we've got to be careful with that. So let's make some more fertilizer with the poop. In the S Plus ones, you can see that we can stack it up much better. You get a lot more poop in the S Plus. In the other ones, you can get about 8 pieces. So you're going to have to visit them much more. Excellent. There we go. Ready for me to pick up. Boom. So, that is essentially the taming guide of a Phiomia. And why have a Phiomia? Like I said, you're going to get plenty of food from them. If you were to kill it, it's going to give you plenty of meat. But the main use is going to be a farming buddy to give you the poop from the stim berries. Which now I'll be able to plant some stim berries. We've got that watered. I've set up a... Oh god. I set up some water pipes. We put them in here. Like I say, one day I shall do a building video to show you a bit on how I build things. It's not the most neat one, but just go down into there, water intake pipe. That brings the water all up here. So you've got your water done. These are taps. Drink from those. Or this is going to give an area of watering. So all of these are irrigated. And the only other ingredient we need is the fertilizer or poop. So now we've got that set up, we're going to be looking at what else we can do for farming. But that's the Phiomia, guys. There's the only real use to it that I recommend you. Like I say, hide and meat early game can be useful. But not in my case. We're just going to use it for poo. Hell yeah. Alright. Well, it's been a nice little short video on everything about the Phiomia, so I'll leave that one here. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you've enjoyed it, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more daily content. And I will see you on the next one. Take care, everyone. The dude is out.